Next up is Laura Fox O'Sullivan, our Regional Director of ESD's Finger Lakes Region, to present the spotlight presentation. And is Laura here with us?
No.
No, she's on the phone.
Oh, she's live.
Oh,
There she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Laura. The floor is yours for the spotlight presentation.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for the time. My hope is that I teach you a little bit about our region and also get you excited about the next time you're able to come to visit. So first, a little bit about our geography. We are surrounded by water. North of us is Lake Ontario. Erie Canal runs through our region, and we have not all, but most of the Finger Lakes in our region. Access to fresh water is a major asset to agriculture, to tourism, to manufacturing, and water has also always acted as a connector in our region. It helped to spread several movements rooted in our region. We are the home to Frederick Douglass and several other key abolitionists, including his North Star paper. We were a critical stop along the Underground Railroad. We're also home to the suffragist movement. Susan B. Anthony's home is just west of downtown Rochester, and we hosted the Seneca Falls Convention. Even spiritualism originated in Wayne County, where two sisters gained a following claiming to speak to ghosts. Our region undoubtedly has a legacy of innovators and disruptors. Here you see some information about our population, just over 1 million strong. Our key industries are optics, photonics, and imaging, agriculture and food production, next-gen manufacturing, healthcare and life sciences, software and IT. Our top employers are the University of Rochester, including its medical campus, Rochester Regional Health, which is our other hospital system, Wegmans, which needs no introduction, Paychex, which today is likely best known for Tom Golisano, the founder's truly prolific philanthropic giving, and the Rochester Institute of Technology. We are undoubtedly a meds and eds community with 18 colleges and universities. The accolades that you see here should be no surprise based on our abundance of higher learning in the region. We're home to both companies and educational institutions that make us a standout in the OPAL industry focus. So that's optics, photonics, imaging, and lasers. This was born out of our region's legacy of the big three, Kodak, Xerox, and Bausch & Lomb. With the decline of these companies in the second half of the last century, our landscape has changed dramatically. Thanks to these companies, however, we have a wealth of patents, companies, and PhDs educated in these fields. We also have several unique assets that contribute to this thriving ecosystem. A few highlights include the Luminate competition, which is housed at NextCore, our high-tech incubator in downtown Rochester. This is a competition to bring optics, photonics, and imaging companies from around the world to compete for dollars. They'll ultimately land them and their headquarters in the Finger Lakes region. We have found that even non-winners of this competition choose to stay in the region because of the strong ecosystem around optics, photonics, and imaging. We're also home to the AIM Photonics TAP facility, the internationally renowned Laser Lab at the U of R, the MCC Optics Program, which is the nation's only community college awarding an associate degrees in precision optics, and we have Eastman Business Park, the 1,200-acre industrial park in the city of Rochester. When Kodak was at its peak with 140,000 worldwide employees, this was really the hub for manufacturing. Today, with only 4,000 worldwide employees, Eastman Business Park is home to 120 companies not affiliated with Kodak, and redevelopment is still underway. We're currently working with several prospective companies that are looking at New York State because of Eastman Business Park. It has a truly unique array of infrastructure and utilities on the site. I want to share some recent projects that illustrate the collaborative approach we take to regional investments, where we strive to leverage our existing assets and the interconnection between our key industries and priorities. As many of you know, New York State won Fairlife, the milk beverage manufacturer, in 2023 for its Northeast manufacturing hub. This was for several reasons: our access to raw milk, our access to fresh water, our skilled workforce. In order to land this win, we needed to provide a Fast New York Award, which they received $20 million to help with the electrification of this new greenfield site. That led to the investment of $650 million by the company and the creation of 250 new jobs, which will be coming online very shortly. These investments were a catalyst for us working with local municipal leadership on a Fast New York Award for the nearby Xerox campus, which is a nearly vacant site that has been for decades underutilized by Xerox as it has contracted its international presence. This is a key industrial site for our region that has been underutilized, and now its potential is unlocked because of this award. This flow of investment illustrates the intersection of advanced manufacturing, food production, and site development. This would not have happened without ESD's foresight on policy and incentives. As we all know, it's really hard to be patient in economic development. And I know that you've heard several times about different projects in our region, and I think it's helpful to get a kind of a long-term view about their success and their impact. So I'm very quickly going to run through 3 projects in downtown Rochester that have been in the making for over a decade, and now that we're finally seeing some real traction. So first, I've presented about this project before, the Strong National Museum of Play, our region's #1 tourism attraction. No matter your age, it's something worth seeing. So when they took on their very bold expansion plan, that completed in 2023, not only were they looking to do an expansion of the museum and in an effort to revitalize the nearby neighborhood in downtown Rochester, but it was an opportunity to create a new neighborhood, the neighborhood of play. This started with the fill-in of our inner loop, which is a sunken highway that divided downtown from the rest of the city. So this portion of the inner loop was filled in. And on top of it was the expansion of the museum, the parking structure you see in the background, a new street grid, all types of housing, a hotel, and restaurants. New York State participated in the Strong Museum expansion and earlier in the inner loop fill-in, but everything else was market-driven. And it's truly a vital, vital part of our city now. Next. You've heard me present several times about either Sibley Square or projects that are located in Sibley Square. So Sibley Square is a former 1.1 million square foot department store that about a decade ago, when the current owners purchased it, was nearly vacant and very dilapidated. They began a $250 million investment in the building. And today it is home to all different types of housing, from workforce housing to fixed income over 65 to luxury housing. And all of the commercial tenants are rallied around the theme of education, innovation, and incubation. So here you see 4 projects. They're certainly not comprehensive of everything ESD has done, but 4 projects that have been sponsored by ESD that are tenants. NextCore, as I mentioned, is our high-tech incubator. The Commissary is a food business incubator with more than 75 entrepreneurs as members. Sun Density is one of many Luminate winners that have chosen to locate in the Sibley Square building because of its proximity to NextCore and what NextCore is doing around the optics, photonics, and imaging ecosystem. And then Ultrafill is an incredibly unique company that does prototypes for aseptic beverage manufacturers. And they're doing this in truly the bowels of this former department store. And then the third project I wanted to mention is Rock the Riverway. So as you may remember, the Finger Lakes region's win for the Upstate Revitalization Initiative included this Rock the Riverway initiative. To date, over $100 million has been committed in phase 1 to projects that are allowing us to embrace the river again, instead of turning our backs like we all did for so long in these industrial cities. So on the left is an early, very successful project of Rock the Riverway. This is the Rock City Skate Park. It took a truly underutilized site under a highway on-ramp and a bridge and turned it into a skate park. It's been so successful that future phases are already being planned. And on the right is one of our two most ambitious Phase 2 projects, the other being the Aqueduct Reimagined. This is High Falls State Park, which will take several vacant and formerly contaminated sites owned by the city of Rochester and various industrial users and turn it into an urban state park. As is true for many regions, we have the vast majority of our investment in our population centers. But we are a 9-county region, and building relationships and grantee opportunities throughout our region is really important for our regional office. So we do this by hosting our regional council meetings throughout the region. We rotate counties. So on the left, you see us earlier this summer at Hobart and William Smith College in Ontario County. On the top right, just last week, we were in the beautiful village of Perry in Wyoming County. That's us taking a tour of the DRI projects. At these meetings, we have over 100 guests come to our council meetings. And so it's a great opportunity for our local economic development partners to spotlight their efforts, their projects, and allow everyone to learn more about their county. We also host office hours every summer in all 9 counties to forge relationships with potential grantees. Throughout our region, we have very strong existing assets and the potential for growth. Our tourism leverages our natural resources, as does our agriculture. The Finger Lakes region has the largest amount of farmland in New York State and also the largest agricultural sales. And we comprise 80% of the state's winemaking. Wineries and winemaking are a major agricultural output as well as a tourism draw. Throughout our region, we also anticipate significant residential growth and demand from Micron and the semiconductor supply chain in the region. Our office here in the Finger Lakes is home to several key staff associated with Go Semi, which has been a really wonderful opportunity for us to collaborate and learn more. We are also at the center of the New York Smart Eye Corridor Tech Hub. And we're home to STAMP, the mega site in Genesee County, which will soon be home to the semiconductor supply chain company Edwards, which is wrapping up its $319 million build out and welcoming more than 500 employees to that site. We were also selected to be an on-ramp workforce development center, which will train our region's workforce for the wave of job opportunities coming in advanced manufacturing. It's co-located at the MCC downtown campus in the Kodak Tower, along with the Ford Center, which was a major investment by ESD. And this building is truly becoming a workforce development hub. We've been privileged to be part of the Regional Revitalization Partnership, a $300 million co-investment between public and private partners, mostly philanthropy, that are focused on Rochester, Buffalo, and Niagara Falls. Buffalo and Niagara Falls began this process earlier, so you've certainly heard about RRP-sponsored projects from those cities at the board meetings prior. For Rochester's Phase 1, we invested more than $26 million into nearly a dozen projects, including Harper's Corner that you see here. This is the corner of Main and Clinton in downtown Rochester, truly the most blighted and embarrassing corner in the city of Rochester. And in just a few weeks, it will be opening as a mixed-use building for affordable housing and several commercial opportunities. We were also able to invest in the physical expansion of NextCore, the high-tech incubator in Sibley that I mentioned, and the creation of a commercial corridor program for the West Main neighborhood called West Main Gateway. We'll be closing out the portfolio this fall with the announcement of Phase 2. These recent efforts to collaborate more effectively and align our priorities amongst funders, grantees, and geographies has been very rewarding, and we're starting to really see the positive results. It's also fostered collaboration and peer-to-peer learning with Western New York. Building off of the existing collaborative efforts between the two regions, in large part thanks to RRP, the Finger Lakes region is partnering with Western New York for the Achieve competition. We're the only ones doing this in the state. Similar to RRP, we're investing in placemaking, workforce development, and entrepreneurship and innovation in this strategy. And we're partnering with philanthropy, which will deliver critical working capital to make these investments even more catalytic. We're doubling down on collaboration, alignment, and leveraging existing resources and efforts. So I'll end by thanking my colleagues in the Finger Lakes Regional Office. Thanks to Vinny Esposito's leadership, we have, as you can see, a truly diverse group of people in our office. It is a pleasure to work for ESD and to work with all of these wonderful professionals. It's really fostered a sense of community and collaboration here in our office. So with that, I want to say thank you, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Great. Well, thank you, Laura. Great job. I have a couple of questions, and then I'll start with my last one at the bottom. Yeah, Achieve. There isn't an acronym that you guys can't come up with. It's very, very, very clever. Very clever. So, first, an easy one. We have a debate down here. Where does upstate begin? If you live downstate, and I'm just wondering, where do the Finger Lakes end and the southern tier begin? And is Watkins Glen, where I've been to, is that in the Finger Lakes, or would you say that's the southern tier?
So this is quite the debate, as I say, right? We have most of the Finger Lakes, but not all of them. And then we have several counties that have no Finger Lakes in the middle. So Watkins Glen, that's a really tricky one because Watkins Glen is on Keuka Lake. Keuka Lake, though, is on several counties. So Yates County, where Penn Yan is in our region. Watkins Glen, which is on the southern point of Keuka Lake, is in the southern tier.
Very good. Great answer.
That's one of the most confusing ones.
Okay, very good. All right, so now a tougher one. If I read the slide right, for Fair Life, the Fair Life project,
Yes.
It was $650 million grant for 250 jobs. It sounds like
No, that's their investment.
Their investment.
Oh, that's an easy one. That's their investment.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They received
That's like a $2 million per job grant.
No.
I didn't think we were that generous.
No, Allie Stark and Jeff can answer to that, but no, it was a $21 million Excelsior.
Got it.
Is what they received. Yep. And this facility is incredible. I mean, you would think that there's either a semiconductor fab that's going up or a very large hotel. It is massive, this facility. And for anyone who drinks the products, the Fairlife Core Power individual protein shakes, they're in an allocation process. They're so popular that they need this facility to come online in order to meet the market demand.
Nice. And then just one other observation I think is pretty cool is that my old law firm, which was founded in Rochester, over 150 years old, grew up with Bausch & Lomb, Xerox, and Kodak, the Image City. And you guys sort of have a similar history with Long Island and its defense, industry. You had all these really well-trained and well-educated folks in certain industries that soon began to sort of fade away. But because of their experiences, they were able to transition to new types of ventures. So both that's exciting for your region, and as I said, I've spent a lot of time up in the Rochester area. And last summer,
it is. We've been fortunate that Rochester was always kind of like the white collar hub of industry, and so while the decline of industry hurt Rochester, it didn't in the same ways as it did places like Detroit and Cleveland. And so we've been able to instead kind of spin out, as I mentioned, a lot of companies because people are so well educated with these PhDs and these core competencies. So it's created a lot of other opportunities.
Got it, great. Well, thank you, good job. Hilda, I'm sure you have something to say about your hometown area.
That you have to come. You have to come and see what we have to offer, especially the Museum of Play.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
That
where?
It's, yes.
The Museum
it's
of
beautiful.
Play.
Oh, the museum,
Play.
The
yes.
Storm Museum of Play.
Good.
Yeah.
It's the best in the country.
Nice. And
Yes.
my wife and I were in the Finger Lakes last summer.
Oh,
It is, it's
great.
beautiful. Just driving
Yes.
anywhere up there. It
Yes,
is just
it
amazing.
is beautiful.
And,
So
Okay.
I invite you all to take a ride and join us in Rochester.
We would love to host.
That's
We would love to host
Yes.
before 2035, hopefully, with the PGA.
what state park did we go to? Ledgeworth? Was
Ledgeworth.
it with
This is, yeah,
the
this,
amazing
that's what this image
waterfalls?
is.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It was gorgeous. I
Yes.
felt like, you know, it was like the Grand Canyon of,
Yes.
yeah, upstate, or the East Coast, as I said, so very good. All right, any other questions for Laura? All right.
It looks like there might be hands raised. I don't know if that's for me or not, on the Zoom.
Nope.
Maybe not. All
Nothing
right.
here. So we're gonna see you in a few minutes when we get back to your region for the regional programs, right?
Yes, thank you so much for your time.
All right, well, great job.